Welcome back to Snoozy Facts, where the world slows down and your mind drifts through wonder. This is your quiet corner of the internet, where curiosity flows gently and facts help you drift into sleep. Tonight's episode is a slow journey through strange, soothing, and surprising facts. So if you enjoy learning while winding down, tap like to let us know, and subscribe to keep this calm little ritual going. And if you're new here, we're so glad you found us. Now, let's begin. Learn something new before you snooze. Let's begin with something small, the heart of a hummingbird. It beats over 1,200 times per minute. So fast, it sounds like a whispering motor. And yet, when they sleep, they enter a state called torpor. Their heart slows to just 50 beats per minute, almost like a tiny meditation. Speaking of sleep, did you know that dolphins sleep with one eye open? Half their brain stays awake, so they can keep swimming and breathing. They never fully shut down. Even in dreams, they drift. Dreams. Some people dream in black and white, especially those who grew up watching black and white television. Our memories shape our dreams, and our dreams shape how we remember. Memory is strange. Goldfish were once thought to have a 3-second memory, but in truth, they can remember things for months. They can even be trained to push levers or recognize faces. Faces. Cows have best friends, and when they're separated, they show signs of stress. They remember each other's faces and prefer to graze side by side. Grazing brings us to grass and bamboo, which grows faster than any other plant. Some species can grow up to 35 inches in a single day. You could almost watch it stretch. Stretching. Octopuses can squeeze through holes the size of a coin because they have no bones, just soft, intelligent bodies and 3 hearts. 2 stop beating when they swim, so they prefer to crawl. Crawling creatures like snails can sleep for up to 3 years. In dry conditions, they seal themselves in and wait for rain. Rain smells different after a storm. That scent is called petrichor. It comes from oils in the soil and a compound called geosmin, released by bacteria. Our noses are incredibly sensitive to it. We can detect geosmin at just 5 parts per trillion. Trillions. That's how many stars there are in a single galaxy. And there are more galaxies in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. Each one a quiet swirl of light. Light travels fast, but not as fast as quantum entanglement. When 2 particles are entangled, a change in one affects the other instantly, even across galaxies. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. Distance. The farthest object made by humans is Voyager 1. It's over 14 billion miles away, still sending signals, still drifting through the dark. Darkness isn't empty. Bananas glow faintly under UV light. So do scorpions. Their shells reflect ultraviolet rays like a secret signal. Signals. Trees send them too. Through underground fungal networks, they warn each other of danger. A forest is a quiet conversation. Conversation. Parrots can mimic human speech, but ravens can understand cause and effect. They plan, they remember, they even hold grudges. Grudges. Elephants remember old enemies and old friends. They mourn their dead, and return to the bones of loved ones years later. Bones. The human body has 206 of them, but babies are born with around 270. Some fuse as we grow. We're born soft and become solid. Solid, like glass. But glass is a slow-moving liquid. Over centuries, old windows become thicker at the bottom. Time leaves fingerprints. Fingerprints are unique to every person. Even identical twins have different ones. But so do koalas. Their prints are so similar to ours, they can confuse crime scene investigators. Investigators once used pigeons to deliver messages. During World War I, a pigeon named Cher Ami saved nearly 200 soldiers. She flew through gunfire with a message capsule tied to her leg. Legs. Flamingos bend theirs backward, or so it seems. What looks like a knee is actually their ankle. Their real knee is hidden up in the body. Bodies, jellyfish don't have brains or hearts. Some are immortal. They revert to a younger state and begin again. Again and again. The moon pulls the tides, but it's also slowly drifting away, about 1.5 inches per year. In a few billion years, it'll be too far to cause eclipses. Eclipses once terrified ancient peoples. In China, they believed a dragon was eating the sun. They'd bang drums and pots to scare it away. Away is where monarch butterflies go. They migrate thousands of miles from Canada to Mexico, and somehow their great-grandchildren find the same trees. Trees can live for thousands of years. The oldest known tree is over 4,800 years old. It was already growing when the pyramids were built. Pyramids were once covered in polished white limestone. They shimmered in the sun, now weathered but still standing. Standing stones like Stonehenge align with the solstices, ancient calendars carved in silence. Silence isn't empty. In an anechoic chamber, the quietest place on earth, you can hear your heartbeat, your blood, even your bones shifting. Shifting. Continents move. The Himalayas grow taller each year. As India presses into Asia, Mount Everest rises. Rising is what bread does. Thanks to yeast, tiny fungi that eat sugar and release gas. A loaf of bread is a colony of bubbles. Bubbles can freeze in the Arctic. Trapped methane beneath the ice forms ghostly orbs. Beautiful and dangerous. Dangerous is how we once saw tomatoes. In the 1700s, Europeans thought they were poisonous because they were served on pewter plates, which leached lead. It wasn't the tomato, it was the plate. Plates shift beneath our feet. Earthquakes ripple through the crust, but animals often sense them first. Dogs bark, birds flee, even snakes stir. Stirring is what happens when you add salt to pineapple. It makes it sweeter. Salt suppresses bitterness and enhances sugar. Sugar was once so rare it was called white gold. Now it's everywhere, even in ketchup, which, by the way, used to be made from fermented fish. Fish can recognize themselves in mirrors. So can elephants and magpies. Self-awareness isn't just human. Humans share about 60% of their DNA with bananas and 98.8% with chimpanzees. But we're also full of bacteria. In fact, you have more bacterial cells than human ones. And yet, you are you. a soft, thinking body full of stars, stories, and sleep. So let your breath slow, let your thoughts drift, and let these facts fade into dreams.
You made it to the end. Thank you for spending this quiet time with us. Whether you're still awake or already drifting into dreams, we're grateful you chose to wind down here. If this gentle stream of facts helped you relax, tap like to let us know, and subscribe so you'll always have a calm place to return to. There's more softness waiting, more strange and soothing truths to explore. Until next time, sleep well. Good night.